Assalamu alaikum, my name's Sam, and a very warm welcome to day 11 in my Somali diary. This is a little series that I just do every day from Monday to Friday, documenting my journey learning the Somali language. And I just kind of make these videos to bring you along the journey with me so that you can experience the process of seeing me go from bumbling beginner in Somali up to fluent in the Somali language in day 10,874 or whatever it's going to be. So in this entry to my Somali diary today, as I say, this is day 11, I'm talking about 5 really useful phrases that I learned from this Somali textbook. So let's get into it. So this is a Somali textbook that I actually had sent to me. I only have the PDF version available. I don't know if you can actually get hold of the printed books, and if you can, then if any of you know, please do let me know, because I would like to get hold of them. So it's just called Somali. You know, there's no like kind of creative name for this course or anything like that. And this is book 4 in the series. And I do have the PDFs of all of them. And if I can put them on my website at samofsomalia.com/Somali resources, then I will do. I'll put all of the books from 1 up to 4 on there, inshallah, if I can. So let's get into it. I mean, this textbook is just in Somali, right? Like, I think it's written specifically for Somalis to learn Somali, or Somali language students from the West who are a little bit more advanced, because it's all in Somali, right? There's not a word of English in these books, so they are really good for those of you who are a little bit more advanced. But anyway, let's get into the first phrase. So what is the first phrase? It is xusuustaa. The way that the textbook uses this phrase, xusuustaa, is as an introduction to an exercise. You know, it literally just means, do you remember? xusuustaa. And the way that it uses it is it says, xusuustaa Ahmed. You know, and that's quite a nice little phrase that you could remember. Like, do you remember Ahmed? You know, xusuustaa sahib kay magaciisu wa Ahmed. Like, do you remember my friend? His name's Ahmed. You know, that's a really nice little phrase that I picked up from the book. Phrase number 2 that I picked up from this book that I really liked is tartib u akhri shaykadan. And it's really nice because I've mentioned this word tartib before, and it actually is a word that's shared with Arabic, but it means slowly. You know, and if ever you're struggling in Somali, you can just say tartib. You know, it just kind of means like slow down, tartib. It's a nice kind of way, if you're a beginner in Somali and you're just starting to have Somali language conversations with native speakers, to kind of get them to slow down a little bit. You can just say tartib. But in one of the exercises in this Somali workbook, it just says tartibu akhri. So it's kind of read this slowly, okay? Sheekadan. So a sheeko is a story, the plural of which I believe is sheekoyin. I've heard that a number of times. But sheekadan is the way of saying this. I mean, tan is the way of saying this. But it becomes sheekadan just because of the ending that's on there. Sometimes with tan and kan, these ways of saying this and that, they end up just changing a little bit on the end of words. Like, so Somali kind of has some habits of just changing some letters when you add suffixes and prefixes onto words. But that's the phrase I really like. Okay, tartibu akhri shaykadan. You know, so slowly read this story. And it's a really nice phrase that you can use as well if you have Somali children or half Somali children like I do as well, and you want to kind of incorporate the habit of reading stories. Then there's some really useful vocabulary in this phrase for you too. Useful phrase number 3 that I picked up from this textbook already that I really like is mahadai. Again, really useful if you have children, right? Mahadai literally just means what happened. You know, what happened? Mahadai. There's not a whole lot more grammar really to go into that, but mahadai, what happened? And in the context of this Somali textbook, what it's talking about is you know, when you're kind of accounting a story, you know, there might be a story in the Somali language, a sheeko in the Somali language, and it might say something like mahadai, what happened, if it's asking you to summarize it or something. But usually when I'm saying it to my son Yusuf, something happened, that he started crying or something, and he was crying, he cried. I'd say mahasamaynaysa, what are you doing? Mahadai, what happened? Useful phrase number 4 that I picked up from this textbook is wa mahay magaca sahib kaga. So this wa mahay is just saying sort of what is it, right? Maga'a, we've heard maga'a many times, you know. Maga'igu wa, something means my name is. Maga'isu wa means his name is. But when we're saying maga'a sahib kaga, a sahib is just a friend. It's a word that's obviously shared with Arabic, and it's one of these really funny words in Somali that has loads of different plurals. Like, sometimes you use the Somali plural ashab. Sometimes I've heard sahibo. In Martin Orwin's Somali book, Colloquial Somali, it says sahibo, and I've also heard sahibayal. So those of you guys who speak Somali, please put it in the comments which one you use. Do you use ashab as the plural, sahibo, or do you use sahibayal? Because I'd be really interested to hear what you guys say. So when we say sahib kaga, we're saying your friend's name. You know, wa mahay magaca sahib kaga. So what is your friend's name? And obviously this phrase is just really conversational and nice for you to memorize as well, so you can have it at your fingertips. And last but not least, useful phrase number 5 that I've already picked up from the Somali language textbook is dhagayso, maxa aad maqlaysaa. And firstly, this imperative is really useful. Dhagayso, it just means listen. Sometimes you hear people say, dhagayso, listen, fiiri, look, fiiri, dhagayso, listen, fiiri, dhagayso. You know, you kind of hear both of them used together. And sometimes in a bit more of an abrupt use, you might hear people say aamus, which just means kind of shut up, like be quiet. Aamus, dhagayso, fiiri warrior. Like be quiet, like listen, look, listen. So dhagayso, listen, right? It's the imperative, it's saying listen. It's a listening activity in the textbook. But it actually says maxa aad maqlaysaa. So the verb maqal actually means to hear. You know, dhagayso is to listen and maqal is to hear. And it's saying maxaad maqlaysaa, like what do you hear? And I like how it uses this, because quite often in language we sometimes mix up to listen and to hear. You know, like in Arabic, it's really common with students to kind of mix up istama'a to listen and sami'a to hear, because they're really different in their meanings actually. One's like actively you're trying to listen, you're trying to do dhagayso, but if it's just coming into your ears, you're just hearing it, it's maqal. So I found that phrase really useful as well for you guys to remember, inshallah, and especially for actually accessing Somali language resources that are in Somali too. So that's everything for this quick little entry into my Somali diary. This has been day 11, and if you enjoyed it, and I really hope you did, don't forget to like and share it, and never forget to subscribe to the channel. Aad baad ugu mahadsantihiin daawashadiina, fadlan like, share iyo subscribe dhaha. Assalamu alaikum iyo nabad geliyo. Hey, have you heard of the Sam of Somalia Patreon? It's awesome, and I'll tell you why. This YouTube channel has actually reached over 1.5 million people now. 1.5 million people have watched these Somali language resources. In fact, I, with my own hands, have created nearly 250 Somali language resources for the world entirely for free. And on the Patreon page, you have an opportunity for just as small as $1 a month, or as high as many dollars a month if you have the ability. You can support this project. You know, it's very unfortunate, but the facts are, there's not a whole lot of money in helping people learn Somali at the moment, right? We'd love for that to change. We'd love to be able to help our Somali language teachers a little bit more. But without people like yourselves contributing and helping, really there are very, very few resources for people to learn the Somali language. And even fewer that are available in video format like I'm creating, and blogs and PDFs and ebooks and podcasts and the kind of stuff that I'm creating. So if you really believe in it, you really want to bring the Somali language resources up to a level that we see with French and Spanish and English and Arabic, then it would be absolutely amazing if you'd join me on this journey and support me on Patreon. As I say, for as little as $1 or as high as $100. I'd really love to see you on the inside of the Patreon page. Check it out at patreon.com/Sam of Somalia. Assalamu alaikum.